pulled up, and if I stood for the whole thing, I'd probably pass out. Because I just got off a plane from LA. I am originally from New York, but I moved to LA a decade ago. And I am 6 months pregnant with our second baby girl. I'm still not feeling it between the jet lag and the plane and everything else. So I was like, I will sit, so thank you for letting me sit. But yeah, as Jen said, I talk for motherhood. I am a Bravo TV personality. I was on the hit show Bravo Stripped, celebrity stylist, podcaster, mommy influencer, blogger. And, you know, I always was about my career. I let my career, I think, define me for a very long time, and the celebrities I styled and getting best dressed and all these things, and that was wonderful, but I didn't realize that it was really truly defining me, defining who I was, defining my definition and worth of myself. And when my husband and I wound up on the Bravo show Stripped, for those that saw it, it was a very raw experience, and it's about having everything taken away from you, and how do you kind of handle that. And I think it started for me realizing that maybe I wasn't being true to who I was, and I wasn't maybe happy with Allie. And shortly after being on Stripped, I got pregnant with our first daughter, Amelia Ray, who is now 22 months old. And I, immediately fell in love with my daughter, even though I didn't know if I wanted to be a mom, if I'd be a very good mom. I just immediately found this massive love for this child, and everything else kind of just hit the wayside. And I was like, oh wow, okay, I'm just gonna be a mom. And shortly after that, I realized I was feeling this hole inside of me, and it was a really dark hole, and I was really unhappy with myself. And I remember turning to my husband in bed one night. I think Amelia was like 2.5, 3 months old. I was crying and just finished nursing her. And I said to him, I feel like I'm mourning the death of me. And I just kept repeating it over and over again. And he looked at me with real heavy concern and said, what did you just say? And I said, well, that's just how I feel. And I've had so many dark thoughts lately and scary thoughts that to me it felt normal. I didn't feel like I was saying anything that I shouldn't be saying. I was shaming myself all the time in the mirror. I was asking myself, why do you look like that? Why does your body look like that? Why do you have that ugly scar? I mean, the list just went on. And I realized from my husband and friends and family that I was in a not great place, and I couldn't really hide from the mirrors that were around me anymore. So I decided to seek help and saw a postpartum specialist, and I found out that I was going through heavy postpartum depression. And I had no idea, because to me, I'm a pretty smiley person, I keep things really light and everything, so to me, I was like, how could I be depressed? And they were like, you are. You may love being a mom, and you may put a pretty smile on your face, but you're not happy. Something's going on with you internally. So I realized I had been, staring at social media so much, comparing myself to all these perfect moms and perfect lives, perfect babies, that go out and happy, 2 days later, my bounce back, check out my body. And I didn't have that. I had a C-section, I had a 42-hour labor, my birth was crazy, so I couldn't even get out of bed for the first few weeks. So I was comparing myself like crazy. So they said, why don't you sign off of social media? Now this is part of my job, so this was really hard for me. But I said to myself, okay, I'll sign off. So I signed off, started changing all of my routines, finding meditation, finding visualization, and I started finding things within myself that I really loved and finding the passion inside of me. And I realized, wow, at first I felt so broken, but then I felt like broken into, and I was like learning, and I was shedding all this dead weight of things that maybe I thought defined me and what I should be, and I was evolving and I was growing. And now being almost 2 years out of this and sitting here with all of you, like if you had told me almost 2 years ago I'd be sitting here sharing my story and being this real and raw and vulnerable, I'd be like, no way, like that wasn't me. But I realized that when I became a mom, I enjoyed inspiring other mothers or moms that, were pregnant and had no idea what they were getting into. Everyone tells you, do all this for the baby, check all these things off. But nobody tells you how to handle you becoming a mom or becoming a parent for that matter, and what that does to you. And, I felt like so blessed that this community I found on social, when I came back online, I shared my story, the mom community started following me and saying, I felt that too, and I didn't know I was going through that. And just all these stories and platforms, and in my styling business, I was finding moms that were like, hey, can you make me feel good again? And help